All right, so we're going to go over the FixCut 31-2, which is the FixCut head that STIHL makes. This is a very popular head for guys out in the country doing larger diameter weeds, you know, big stemmy stuff, star thistle, mustards, broadleafs. It allows you to run a much thicker line than the traditional, you know, 095 or 105 line that you find in a bump head. You can run, you know, like a 130 line or even this 155 line that's, you know, this really big, thick, heavy stuff. So I'm going to show you guys kind of how to wind that thing, and then also some tricks that we found over the years on how to, you know, make it more user-friendly for you. So essentially, you're going to have two pieces in the standard style that we run this thing in that are both cut. Usually I start out about like 17.5 inches. And what I do is I'll take it and I'll cut my piece somewhere right around 17.5 inches, and I'll cut myself a second piece identical in length, or yeah, very close to it, so that I have like a guide as far as I know how long my first piece was. The way that I like to load these is I take both ends of this and I'm going to put them into these holes in the side and pull them through till they're even. And then I can take each one and go back out its corresponding side hole, trying to keep the center tight so that it's kind of a W shape, if you will, but that the centerpiece doesn't have a big loop there, and these are both sticking out fairly even. Now when it's on the machine, you'll have the cutting deflector guard and with the cutter on there. And this is where we get to having the second piece of line pre-cut. You're going to take that and measure out and see if, like, say your deflector cutter is right here, you're going to want to go ahead and, you know, pop this thing shorter, pop that one shorter, and then you can take those two pieces of drop, say you have, you know, this much left over, I can actually come to my next piece before I even put it on and pre-cut this so that I know that it's the same length. Now, what I like to do is go back to my spool of line and cut myself a bunch of these that are all the same length. So now I already know that the length is there. I don't have to measure them out every time. I can take them, rubber band them together. They can sit either, you know, with my gas can or in the garage, whatever you're doing. You can have them in your pocket, depending on how long you're going out for. But you have your pieces pre-cut. It's kind of like your template. So now once I got my template pieces cut, then I take the second piece and again come in and put them through together, pull them through so that the ends are even coming through there. And then I like to keep my finger on the back here and take it and put it back through, put it back through the hole right here. One, keep your finger on that thing so it holds tension, put it back through the hole here. Two, so that it's done. Now it's quite frankly pretty easy with this smaller 105 line. As you step up to something like this 150, it's not very fun. It's pretty tough. Granted, it lasts a long time without having to change it on something like that. Now, as you're using this thing, it's going to wear down to the point where it's no longer really working for you. At which point, especially with the heavier ones, there's not a whole lot left to get a hold of and push it out. It's kind of tough to take this and push it out and grab a hold of it. So what we found is you want to keep a pair of wire pliers with you. And so what you can actually do is just come in right here and pop that piece. Now it's much easier to pull those little pieces out of there, pull that little piece out of there, and start threading your new line on. So again, the wire pliers, to be able to come in there and snip it, is a huge help for getting these things off once you do, especially when you're using these really big, thick, heavy lines, because they don't bend very easy. Last thing to talk about real fast is mounting this on the line trimmer head. It has this splined curved washer. That concave side, it has to go down so that it pinches the head holding it. It does not sit this way where it's got that slop. It has to sit this way, and then again, it's a reverse thread nylock nut. So this is loosening, this is tightening. Remember, lefty is tighty on this one. If you guys have any questions on it or ever need any help, come by and see us. Again, the line that we usually see guys using for this is the 130 or the 155. That's really where it gives you the most benefit. If you're using the 105, you could just use the bump head. We have seen some guys running this new STIHL, the CF3 Pro, which has actually been really good. It tends to hold up really well. They make a 105 in a square. Some guys running it in this. You can put it in the bump heads. It feeds okay. It's a little bit more than the bump head wants, but you can also run it in this one or in the Duro cuts. All right, thank you.